Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Need for Speed Underground 2. But actually, it's underground2.net. So yes, this is a mod for Need for Speed Underground 2 that came out a little while ago. I didn't get around to trying it out until recently when I finally built a PC, and one of the first orders of business with my new PC, which is currently updating as I'm recording this, was underground2.net. And after trying it out and using it a fair bit, I can honestly say that it's a must-have for Need for Speed Underground 2, and it will completely transform the experience in multiple different ways. Obviously, it's focused on vehicle customization, but it's generally an excellent quality of life update as well. So let's get into it really. Just want to quickly tell you the setup that I'm running. This is Need for Speed Underground 2 that you're watching on the screen. It's running 13AG's widescreen patch. That's the norm really nowadays for Underground 2. It's underground2.net without any of the graphics mods. It's just the vanilla game on max graphics. And I also have the Olympic Imports mod, which includes the EG Honda Civic, which I actually customized in this video, and you're going to see it on the thumbnail of this video as well, the Infiniti FX45, and the Lexus GS300, that generation with the double headlights. And I also installed a Dodge Magnum mod, which includes some lore-friendly customization as well. I customized that towards the end of the video. By the way, PC specs are on the screen, the important ones. One last thing before I explain to you what underground2.net actually is that I will not be providing you with a tutorial in the true sense of the word on how to install underground2.net, because it's the easiest thing in the world. I honestly thought as well that it would be a more involved installation process, but it really isn't. All you need to do is download underground2.net from the link in the description below. Of course, I will provide you with such things. And then you just drag over all of the stuff that you see in that underground2.net folder into your base game's installation directory. That's literally it. You have the option if you want advanced motion blur, which I opted for. You'll see that during the race section of this video. But generally, it's just a matter of dragging a bunch of files into the root folder of the game. As for installing the car mods themselves, that's more of an involved process, so you can let me know in the comments if you want to see a video on how to do that. Anyway, what does underground2.net actually do? Well, it overhauls Need for Speed Underground 2's customization system. Not that there was anything inherently wrong with the customization system, but there are now some slight quality of life improvements. There's a selection of new parts for every car. Underground2.net includes both the NTSC and the PAL cars, so you don't have to choose if you want between the Honda Civic and Acura RSX and the Peugeot 106 and Vauxhall Corsa. You have all four of them in the base game, which is nice. Every car now gets a different default color for some reason, and there's a whole laundry list of new customization upgrades. Like, there are new rims, which are not made, they're not like ported over from another racing game like Forza, for example. They're made to look like they came in the base game, and they don't replace existing rims. They are add-ons, and they include some really interesting stuff, like the Mazda Speed sort of aero wheels that you'd see on an RX-7, and my personal favorite addition, I think, is the Axis 7 wheels, which, for those of you that don't know, are the wheels on the Mitsubishi Eclipse from the first Fast and the Furious movie. Next up, there are actual new parts as well. Every car now, almost every car, gets the option to debadge the rear end, shave off the wiper. Every car now gets either smoked or Euro or different combinations of taillights like that. Every new car gets at least 20 new exhaust tips. There are new spoilers, especially in the carbon fiber section of spoilers and things. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can choose from. Some cars even get new wide body kits altogether. You will see one of them in one of my future videos, which has nothing to do with Need for Speed Underground 2. I just discovered that by accident. But a lot of the cars have sort of new added customization parts that weren't there before. And if you opt for one of the lore-friendly mods, I forgot to mention, by the way, this Olympic Imports also includes the C5 Chevy Corvette, and there are a bunch of new mods that have come out since, the New Edge Mustang, the 996 Porsche 911, and a few others as well. And they all support underground2.net and all the different customization parts that come with underground2.net. There's further upgrades to the paint system, so the restrictions are now removed from the vinyls, so you can layer normal vinyls on top of Unique or Art Factory. You could do that in the base game as well, but it required a little bit of a glitch, but now you don't have to, it just works normally. There's new aftermarket decals, though for some reason my selection of aftermarket decals stops at Hummer. I can't access the rest of them. So if you know why that is, let me know in the comments. And you can use every paint type on every surface of the cars, which means the high heat and the powder coat paints that were reserved for the engine accent and the wheels and the brake calipers, you can use that all over the car now, which is cool. And then in the car specialties, you get new gauges, you get the cabin neons, they have been reinstated. Oh, forgot to mention, hood vinyls and decals, actually just hood decals, are now a thing. Oh, they have to have stock hoods, which I still don't understand myself, but we'll let them off. There are various different colors of neon added to the game, and my personal favorite addition out of all of them has to be the new stuff you can install in the trunk. So previously it was speakers and amps and screens and, you know, typical things like that, but now you have game consoles and laptops and various sorts of things like that. And the windshield and the rear window also get 2 separate decal zones, although I found a bit of a bug you'll see in this video. If you choose to put a decal on the lower part of the rear window, if you open the trunk, the decal texture stays put instead of moving with the tailgate. Maybe they'll fix that in a future update. So that's most of what Underground2.net adds in terms of customization. If the car is compatible, you can also choose from a few different attachments. There are different things like wide body flares for some cars. You can change to a different model designation. So again, you won't see that in this video, but the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, if you want, it can say GTO on the back, and it doesn't need to have a light bar. You can just have that body colored if you want. Different minor things like that. And that's most of what I found in terms of the visual customization for Underground2.net. And I have to say it's very transformative. Not only can you keep things very early 2000s and correct and appropriate, but it also feels good. It feels good that somehow Need for Speed Underground 2's already expansive customization has been expanded even further. And really, it's mostly about the fact that there are still these amazing, talented people who band together and create these awesome mods to make these games enjoyable once more. Not that they weren't enjoyable to begin with, but making them even better and modernizing them, improving the quality of life and different things like that. So you could probably have noticed by now in the background of this video, I decided on 3 different styles of customization for these cars. So for the Peugeot 106, it's more like, you know, something you see in one of those UK tuner magazines. You probably know what I'm talking about. I forget the name of them, but that kind of thing. The EG Honda Civic, I went full rice mode. Technically, it's not rice because it has performance upgrades as well. But I put that body kit from that photo that did the rounds on the internet with an extravagant paint job. And then the Dodge Magnum, I'll have a link in the description to download that as well, by the way, because that's a separate mod. I didn't know what to do with it, and I played around, and it kind of turned into a dub sort of build, like you might see in Midnight Club 3 or Los Angeles. And it really does, the game lets you experiment with these types of styles, and when you have this improved selection of aftermarket parts and period correct upgrades and cosmetic improvements, you kind of don't want to make clean builds and things like that. You want to go all out and make your dream early 2000s import tuner, that kind of thing. And I think that's one of the nicest parts about Underground2.net as well. It allows you to bring even more early 2000s style and flair into these cars, which you could do previously either way. In terms of stability, nothing bad to say at all. All of the mods here work perfectly fine. Everything there are a few bugs which you might expect from a mod like this. So there's some of the rim brands are missing icons right now. Some other minor things that I noticed. I also noticed one other important thing. The carbon fiber now has improved textures, which is nice, and you can actually see your trunk audio through the rear window. I don't think you could do that previously. It wasn't as detailed, but now that's no longer the case. One important thing you need to know is if you're going to be installing Underground2.net, it's going to start you out with a new save game, and it will completely ignore your other save files if you have them. Don't bother trying to get your current save file to work with Underground2.net because it won't exactly know what to do with itself. But when you start a new profile with Underground2.net installed, everything will be unlocked from the beginning. So if you don't want to play through the game's campaign mode, you just want to mess around with the new parts and stuff, you can totally do that. So overall, Need for Speed Underground2.net is a fantastic mod, and it is everything that Underground 2 needed and more. If you're doing, the next time you're doing a clean install of Underground 2, Trust me, get underground2.net. You won't regret it. Nobody's paying me to say this. I really do think this. It's awesome. Well done, underground2.net team. And that's going to be about it for this video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, be sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think of and if you've tried underground2.net in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.